Hello students, today we are going to learn about uses of metals and non-metals. Open your notebook and write down A, uses of metals and non-metals, to learn about uses of metals and non-metals. Okay, so here I have listed some metals and their uses. We use metal by applying some physical properties of that particular metal. Okay, that we discussed earlier, that physical properties of metals and non-metals. First we will finish uses of metals and then we will move to uses of non-metals. So first is metals are used for making jewelry. Examples are gold and silver. Metals have property like they are malleable, they are ductile, metals are sonorous, metals are lustrous. So metals have the lustrous property. So just tell me what is lustrous? Yes, lustrous means the shiny property. Metals give shine. Okay, as we already know, the gold and silver have this shiny or possess this shiny property and they shine, and because of that we use these two metal for making jewelry. Getting? Second is copper. Yeah, we observe this metal in our kitchen. We have this we have the vessels which were made by copper, which we use regularly. Okay, and yes, we have seen this kind of wires also. Yes, we discussed about this wire we used in our electric connections. So why we use copper wires or metal wires in electrical connections? Yes, because metals have a tendency or metals have a property that they are good conductors of electricity. Means they have a conductivity. Conductivity means what? They have a property that they can pass electricity through them, and because of that we use these wires in our electrical connections. For example, copper and aluminium we can use for electrical connections. Okay, so next is we use copper as a cooking utensil. So why we use this? Okay, so metals have another property that they are good conductors of heat also. Means they can pass heat through them. Okay, and that's why when they get heat, they can circulate this heat all over. Means the food which is there, they can cook by this, by absorbing this heat. Okay, and that's why we use copper for making electrical wires and as well as for cooking utensil. Next we can use the copper plates, copper glass. Okay, so because of that we use the property like metals are malleable, so we can make plates by applying a pressure on this metal, so they can convert into a thin sheet, and that property means metals are malleable, and because of that we make the copper utensil. Third metal is zinc. Zinc is a metal which can protect another metal. Means zinc, we use zinc metal as a protective coat on a iron. So as we already discussed in our chemical property topic, that iron is highly reactive metal. Means if we keep iron as it is, they can slowly or readily react with oxygen and moisture which is there in atmosphere. Okay, so they can react with that and they start rusting. Okay, so iron get rust. Okay, means the life of iron get decrease. The luster which is there on iron metal, they also get decreased because of this rusting process. And to avoid this rusting process, we can coat iron with the zinc, and this process is known as galvanization. So because of galvanization, the luster of iron is increased, the life of iron is as it is, okay, and because of that we use zinc on it. Next is aluminium. So aluminium is another metal which we can use to make electrical cables or electrical wires. We can use aluminium as a packaging material, and we can use aluminium as a cooking utensils. Okay, so aluminium is a metal and it has a property that they are good conductors of electricity. Means they can pass electricity through them, and by using this property we can use aluminium for making electrical connections. So we use them in electrical wires. Okay, next is we can use aluminium metal for packaging purpose. Because of that we use them as aluminium foil. Okay, so we wrap our food with aluminium foil. When we order something in a hotel, from hotel we get our parcel in this vessel or in this aluminium containers. Okay, so we can use aluminium as our packaging material. Here some medicines which we utilize in our daily purpose, that also comes in aluminium packaging material. Some cans in which we store food, that also made by aluminium. Okay, so these all are uses of aluminium metal. Next is we can use this aluminium as a cooking utensils. Because aluminium is a metal and they have property that they are good conductor of heat, same like copper, we can use them in our kitchen. Okay, so we can cook food inside aluminium utensil, we use aluminium in our electric connection, or we can use aluminium as packaging material. Next is iron and steel. So metals like iron and steel are widely used in building and home constructions. Iron is hard, and this hard material if we use in home construction, they give strength and stability and strongness to our home, and because of that we use them in construction purpose. My next question is, what is steel? Steel is metal or steel is non-metal? Yes, question is there. So steel is neither a metal or it is not a non-metal. So what is steel? So answer is, steel is an alloy. Alloy means what? Alloy means the mixture of metal and other element. So steel is a mixture of iron and other element. Why we use other element with metal? So these other elements gives strength to original metal. So here we use iron plus carbon, nickel and chromium. These other elements give strength to this original iron, because of that steel becomes stronger. So to make metal or alloy, to make any element as stronger, we can add metal plus other elements, so that original metal becomes more stronger. Okay, so here we use steel for our everyday uses. Okay, so steel can be used for everything from our saucepans to suspension bridges. Okay, getting? Next, mercury. Yeah, as I already discussed that most of the metals are hard to touch, but exception is mercury. Mercury is metal that obtain in a liquid state at room temperature. Okay, most of the metals are solid at a room temperature, but mercury is in liquid state at room temperature. And for this purpose we use this metal in our clinical thermometers. So thermometer is instrument that check temperature, that we utilize to check temperature. So our body temperature is 37, but if it little bit rise in our body temperature, we can easily measure that risen body temperature with thermometer. And this thermometer has mercury, that mercury placed inside of this thermometer. If there is rise in temperature, this mercury has a tendency to flow, and because of that, flow towards the temperature which is indicated over here. So if 97 degrees Celsius, this mercury flows up to 97 degrees Celsius. So we can calculate or we can measure rises in body temperature. Okay, next, lead. Lead is commonly used in a car batteries because metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So because of this purpose, lead is commonly used in a car batteries. Okay, coins are made up of metals. Yes, examples are copper, gold, silver, nickel. Okay, so these are metals, and metals have a property that metals are malleable. So we can make a thin sheet or a sheets or a flat sheet from these metals. So in our ancient time, there were the coins which made by gold and silver, and nowadays we are using coins which were made by nickel. Next, sodium. Sodium is a metal. The symbol of sodium is Na, and we use it as table salt. So what is formula of salt? It is NaCl. Cl means chlorine. So this sodium we use, means sodium is there in our salt. So as we discussed in our first topic, did you know that sodium is important metal or important element which can carry out the electrical transmission process in a body? Okay, so for that we need this sodium. So the brain, which is the major, or as we discussed, it is the hero of our body. So it gives signals to all body parts to carry out these instructions which were carried by brain. Okay, so to carry out these electrical transmissions, means signal, reflex reactions that we studied, for all this purpose we need a sodium, and that sodium we get from our salt. Okay, next is uranium. Means the metals, we use metals in our wide purpose. Okay, for defense. Yes, for defense also we need a metal, and important is uranium. It is a missile, and to make missile we require uranium. Okay, so these all are uses of metals. Next we will move to uses of non-metals. So non-metals have opposite properties than metals. So non-metals are malleable? No, non-metals are non-malleable, they are non-ductile, they obtain in three states, means non-metals are solid, liquid, gaseous. Okay, non-metals are brittle. Okay, means they are non-malleable, they are poor conductors of heat and electricity, they are dull in nature, they are soft in appearance. Okay, so all these properties are belongs to non-metals. Okay, I have listed some properties of these non-metals. So write down this chart in your notebook. Okay, we'll start. So first is non-metals used in respiration process. We will discuss non-metals. We can use non-metals as fertilizers. Non-metals we use in water purification process. Non-metals are used as antiseptic solutions, as well as we can use non-metals as disinfectant, and non-metals we use to make crackers. Okay, first one by one. First is non-metal we use in respiration process. So first line, non-metal is essential for our life, which all living beings inhale during breathing. So inhale and breathing, that two process associated with our major process, we call it as respiration. So in respiration we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so this oxygen, which is 21% by volume, helps in respiration process. Okay, so from where we get this oxygen? So basically plants create oxygen, which we studied. Okay, so these plants create oxygen by the process which we called as photosynthesis. So oxygen is the byproduct of this photosynthesis process, and this plant have a leaves, and on this leaves what organ is there or what part is there, which we called as stomata. So through this stomata this oxygen is liberated outside the leaf. Okay, and this oxygen enters in atmosphere. So through atmosphere we inhale this oxygen. Okay, and we exhale carbon dioxide, which again take this plant, and they can process it by the photosynthesis, and they can make their food, which we and other animals utilized. Okay, so the major part of this all explanation is oxygen. Oxygen is non-metal. Yes, as we already discussed, there are three types of non-metals. Means non-metals are found in three states of matter. Non-metals are solid also, non-metals are found in liquid state also, non-metals are found in gaseous state also. So solid example is carbon, yes, and carbon, other carbon, phosphorus are the carbon and phosphorus are the solid non-metals. Liquid, yes, which bromine is liquid non-metal, and third one is gaseous. So oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. are the gaseous non-metal. One more, this carbon dioxide, which is which utilized by this plant. The carbon is another a form of non-metal. Okay, and dioxide means CO2, carbon and 2 oxygen. So this two when combined they form a compound, and this compound means another two non-metals are mixed with each other, and they are also in our atmosphere, and this is also important compound. Because of this plant makes their food. So non-metals are essential for our life. Getting? Okay. Another, this oxygen we can use in a manufacturing of steel, that provide high temperature in metal fabrication process. So oxygen cylinders are there in the hospitals also. So oxygen is a non-metal, and we can use this for our several life process. Okay, next is non-metals used in a fertilizers to enhance the growth of plants. Yes, so plants are there in a soil. This soil have some natural fertilizers. First tell me what is fertilizers. So fertilizers are the components which required by plant. Why? By getting these fertilizers the plant enhance their growth. They can give us yield if we commercially plant some or plant some seeds, or we soil some seeds. Okay, so by that what we require money, we require economy, so we have to improve the plant growth, and because of that we use a chemical fertilizers. That chemical fertilizers are made up of potassium, nitrogen and phosphorus. So these three, nitrogen N, phosphorus P and potassium symbol is K. So these NPK fertilizers we use to enhance the growth of plants. So fertilizers means the component which enhance the growth of plant, and to enhance the growth of plants we require non-metals. So which are they? For example, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Next, non-metals used in water purification process. For example, chlorine and fluorine. Chlorine has a disinfectant property. Chlorine is also known as has a de-staining property also. So because of that, chlorine has the property they can kill the bacteria. So they have a disinfectant property, and because of that we use them in our water purification process. Other is one more thing, the activated carbon is another component. So carbon is another non-metal. It is also used in water purification process. Getting? Next, non-metals also used as in antiseptic and applied on wounds, or we can call it as wound or wound. Okay, so antiseptic means they can remove the bacteria or the dirt from our wound. Okay, so example is iodine. This iodine can convert into a brown solution which is called as tincture iodine, and this we can apply on our wound or wound, so they can clean from bacteria as well as from dirt. So non-metals are also has property that they can use as antiseptic solution. Next is non-metals used in a crackers. Okay, so for making this crackers, this is called as chemistry of crackers, means we can use a different non-metals to produce a different colors of these crackers. Okay, so phosphorus, sulfur and nitrogen are the non-metals we can use to make crackers. Okay, so up to this we studied the uses of metals and non-metals, and this is the last topic of this chapter. So thank you. Homework for you all, you have to write uses of metals and non-metals in your notebook. Okay, thank you.